What's going on? It's a TikTok noise. We like
Look, I'm on this side now.
Yep. It's like Twilight Zone or something.
No.
Does that mean that you're going to take charge of that? Yeah. All right. So,
No.
we just got done watching Chucky, the TV series, episode 2, which is on Sci-Fi for anyone who's just struggling where to find it. I mean, on YouTube for anyone who's struggling where to find it. They just upload them to YouTube. I don't know how they can make money
they
that way.
They don't give a fuck about money.
Whatever.
They're just trying to get this shit out there.
I mean, maybe they got ads, right? People do YouTube for a full-time job, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just strange. But I guess they know that most people don't have cable TV, so I've rarely seen a series like this just uploaded to YouTube out there.
I don't care. I'm thankful.
Yeah, we spent so long last week looking for where to watch it, and it was just right up on YouTube, the first episode.
I know. Which we thought it was only going to be the season premiere.
Yeah.
But luckily
it seems like it's going to be every episode. They're doing that with another show they got, Day of the Dead, so I guess maybe Sci-Fi just does it with all their shows.
And they put it as soon as the episode ends.
Yeah. It's awesome. And I guess it premieres on live TV as well. I'm pretty sure it does. So just so strange to see something not through like a paid streaming service now, but okay, that's fun. Anyway, so I got my notes for the episode. I'm going to read off of it, and we'll go from there. So I think overall, I don't think I really had any complaints down here other than the trailer. Again, same as last week. It just showed too much. Like, the main meat of the episode, I think, was the killing of the maid, and that was spoiled. That was in the trailer. So, I mean, it's not like that big of a deal, but it's just kind of it just kind of takes away a little bit. I think the trailer makes a lot of this feel like, oh yeah, I've seen most of it already, So they did a thing at the start of the episode that some shows do that I don't care for, but I guess it's it's not that big of a deal. But they have like a shocking cliffhanger at the end of the last episode where Chucky's talking to the doll, and it's like, oh, and it seems like, okay, we're going to pick up in the next one and we're going to have them talking right off the bat. But they don't do that. They cut into something else, which I like the opening scene of this, by the way. But still, it's just like one of those things where it just feels strange. Like, what did they talk about in that scene whenever they pick up and have the conversation that you expected them to have at the end of last episode later on?
Sorry.
Yeah. She's been drinking Diet Coke.
I think Diet Pepsi. You can literally see it right there. I think that I don't really care about that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
I don't think that they mean to purposely they're gonna continue straight on from there. I think it's just that is gonna be the plot of the next episode. This last thing that they're making a big deal about, because it was what they played music. It was no, let's talk about that bitch Lexi, and then it ended like you said, like a cliffhanger almost, but it's not really a cliffhanger. So it's really just meant to set the plot for the next episode, I guess. I don't know, but I will say that I like the recap. Not because I forget, but because it was voiced by Brad.
Chucky did the voice for it.
I thought it was really cool. Not the generic ass monotone dude who or woman.
Random guy. Yeah. So then let's see. So the first scene was again a little flashback. I guess we'll get a little flashback at the beginning of every episode. So this was a little bit concerning. She pointed it out. I didn't even think about it. So you see Charles, whenever he's a kid, about to bite, or he actually bites into the apple with the razor blade for Halloween. And she pointed it out to me. She said, she was like, oh, so they're making him more sick and crazy. And I was like, I mean, I don't know how I would expect a psycho like Charles to develop. I'm assuming that they're going to parallel some stuff that's going on with the kid with Charles, like he's going to get picked on the bus or something in the same way that this kid did, and probably abused by his dad. I would expect to see some of that, but she's saying maybe they're going that he's still a little bit touched, like they did in one of the most recent movies. I think it was Cult.
It was either Curse or Cult, but I think it was Cult, where they're making him out that he stalked this pregnant woman, I think, and kidnapped her and stuff, because she was generally sick, mentally. But I mean, of course, every serial killer is a little bit sick, but they're making it seem like
he's
just
crazy.
Way more.
Yeah, just a different kind of crazy. So it seems like maybe they're going more into that, which I don't think that I like it, but we'll see. We're assuming maybe too much just off of him biting into the apple.
I mean, who would purposely bite into an apple that
right.
You know?
It just doesn't seem like he would do that.
It's not a good sign. It's a red flag right now. But we'll get to that bridge when we cross it.
So I said this. I'm pretty sure we'll see it. They were talking about the heated seats in the car. I'm surprised we didn't see it this episode, about how you can get burns from the heated seats. I'm pretty sure they're saying that because we'll end up seeing someone get killed by those heated seats at some point somehow. And then she said something about them. You were rolling your eyes at the Lexus part, so it was like a sponsorship for Lexus.
I don't know, because he was like, "Why is my seat warm?" And then the junior was saying, "Yeah, blah blah blah, hot skin syndrome, burn skin syndrome, or whatever." And the mom was like, "Don't say that. That never happens in a Lexus. Like, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, it was either just a line to make them sound, rich, or it was actually like a placement for Lexus. I don't know.
Before you go any further, I do want to talk about the intro being so, like, not exactly the same with each episode. I mean, we're only on episode 2, but I'm assuming that they're going to be different every single episode. The first one was the dolls, and this one was the butcher knives and jack-o'-lanterns, and I'm a fan. Yeah. It's a really nice, small detail that I really like. Because it could have just been regular, like, blood letters every single episode, how it is with every single movie, basically. But I like it.
I like that too. I like that too, the different intros. So they are setting up that Chucky, or what's his name, Jake, reason for him to have the doll with him the majority of the time, or for the future, and that kind of laying the groundwork for it. Because like I said, you got to have a reason for this kid of this age to be carrying around the doll. And it seems like after the talent show, he got really popular with it, and kids at school, are talking, want to see him with the doll, do the ventriloquist stuff and that kind of thing. So that kind of gives him more reason to carry the doll around with him, even though he doesn't really take the doll anywhere with him in this episode. I guess he was planning on it, and the doll was missing. Well, no, I don't think he was planning on taking it anywhere, but it gives him a reason to if he ever...
They told him that he wasn't allowed to take it to school anymore because it was a distraction.
Yeah. So I like that they gave it a good reason for him to have it there. So then we see the maid cleaning the doll. She was saying, I wanted unique stuff in the kills and that. So it would have been funny to have after he got the Windex, because, of course it's probably thinking too much into it, but what does Chucky do? Like when he's just sitting there, is he like sleeping? Is he just in a dormant state?
No, because in Bride of Chucky, do you remember when Jesse, the neighbor in the trailer park, the main antagonist boy, Tiffany calls him when she's already a doll, and she's like, "Jesse, can you come take these dolls to this, this place to my friend in Jersey?" She's like, "I'll give you $500. And he's like, "Yeah, but I want an extra 500. She's like, "Yeah, I'll give you half now, half later." So he's going up to the trailer, and Chucky and Tiffany are both sitting in the trailer, and I guess Tiffany hears him coming. Of course, Tiffany hasn't been in a doll more than an hour maybe. Chucky's been in a doll for years. And she's like, and he's like, "Just act natural." And he's just chilling. And she's like, because she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. So it's just a little funny how but anyway, so the maid, you can tell she's a real fan of Bride. You can tell she knows every scene, every moment.
I got that whole fucking shit memorized.
But I would like to see him have his eyes bloodshot and said something about it, like, "Spray me, bitch." That would have been funny.
That would have been a nice detail if he would have just been able to sit through it. We wouldn't have probably pointed it out had, after he pushed the maid down into the knives, you seen, because it did show him after. Would have been nice just to see his eyes were just red or something.
Like
just
it.
Really, these small details really do matter. Like how we were saying, we love the intro that it's different every time.
Yeah.
The small details really do matter. And
could have been a nice cherry.
Yeah, not that this was bad, but it could have been better.
Right. And so the loading of the dishwasher, though, just to go into that more, I'm almost positive that Chucky loaded this fucking dishwasher. I'm pretty positive because she sees the drawer open. But that's a lot of the same fucking knives loaded up. I've loaded a dishwasher. I'm pretty sure I always do the knives down. So I'm pretty sure it was Chucky. Otherwise, this is very fucking strange. But they said apparently it's happened one time before. What fucking idiot was that, Just kind of funny. And then, let's see. I love the mentioning of Glinda, the doll.
I know.
Needs to happen more. We need some type of rounding off of that movie because it just ended so fucking strange, I think. So we just need a little bit more from that. Hopefully in this, since this is wrapping it all up. But I am glad that it did that, and it also makes me want to eat my words from last week's review when I was like, oh, Chucky, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would be like all pro gay, whatever. But he had a gay son, so that probably turned his
fight a lot. Well, I don't think he fought it because of that. I think he fought it because he wanted Glenn to be his son. He didn't want a daughter. He wanted a son.
Yeah.
Not because he was completely opposed to, like gays and all that.
But so it's super cool and that you can put that together. Okay, maybe that's why Chucky is.
I love that. We literally looked at each other and I was like,
I didn't it didn't snap with me at first until she said it. But yeah, so that, what is it? Seed of Chucky is canon, because I don't think there's anything else that would lead us to believe that movie is canon other than that line right there.
What'd he say? He said, I don't know if he said he or she or they. We were like, I'm going to say they because they're gender fluid. He was like, they're gender fluid.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, a little, woke with the times dialogue there just a little bit, but at the same time, like I said, it's got that nice connection.
But I could feel
it works.
I could totally sense a scene in my head. Of course, this isn't something that actually happened, but I could see a scene playing out like this completely, where him and Tiffany are arguing over Glenn and Glenda, and Tiffany's trying to explain to him what gender fluid is, and he finally gets it or whatever. She's like, it's gender fluid.
Yeah.
Like, I could completely see that, and.
Yeah, I would I want more of Glenda, or even have him come back, somehow or something. I don't know. We'll see. Especially with how, if we are going so woke and hard with the times, Glenda's the perfect thing. Bring in Glenda, right? By all means. But anyway, so then we also get the don't bully message. She kind of picked it out more than I did. It seems to be a very overarching theme of this season, the whole don't bully thing, right? The PSA. So that was in there a little bit with some dialogue. Then we get the little girl with the memory thing where she's fucking, I guess that's a real thing. I guess that's not over the top, where she's fucking drawing the perfect picture. It is. So there's that.
But I think he made that note because Lexi was talking to her parents and they were like, oh yeah, you're friends with the guy who has Chucky and your sister would probably want to meet him. You could probably arrange that, right? And she's like, no, because he bullied me. Don't you know bullying's bad?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you stupid?
A little bit cringy dialogue in there where it's just over pushing the message. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I predicted that again by the trailers, because the trailer showed it, but Chucky with this little girl. But I know that they're probably gonna steal the show. Their times together even above his scenes with Jake for sure.
Oh yeah.
But there was a funny scene with Jake in here. I guess we didn't see it, but you hear it. Jake getting his ass whooped by Chucky. Chucky is just his abusive partner and whoops his ass. He just beats him up, which is just hilarious to think about. And he even apologizes for it at the end of the episode when he comes home, just like the abusive husband or something. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. That's what Chucky says.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. And he's even got the black eye, and he comes downstairs to his parents, and he says, or to his uncle, his aunt and uncle. Yeah. And he's like, what does he say? He's just a victim of circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty funny. And then she said this too, and made me think, so 8th grade kids going to this type of party and the parents letting it happen, Halloween party. I mean, I don't think there was any dialogue in there is there going to be a parent there?
No.
Yeah, there will be. So, just fucking lie about it. But at least that would have been more realistic, or felt more explaining it away.
In high school,
I'm just going to a fucking party.
If they were in high school, I would have probably let it go much easier because it's high school. But middle school, listen, I was in middle school at one point, and it wasn't like that. Even for fucking summer parties, the parents were always like, I have to meet their parents. I have to make sure there's a guardian there. Right. So now you literally, they're not even saying, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. They're using the word party. We are going to a party.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. But okay, maybe it's just a rich kid California thing. We wouldn't know. So I don't know.
California, they're in New Jersey, dude.
New Jersey, sorry. I'm pretty sure it's California. I'm almost positive. Well, no, they had the fall time leave, so maybe not. But it makes me think California. Anyway, so then we get a very, I think, iconic scene that was really clever. Another clever way just to have Chucky presented in a different way than he's been presented before, which was whenever he's in his Halloween costume coming out as a little kid. Of course, I don't think he fucking, if you're really being over thinking about it. He didn't look like a little kid. He didn't sound like a little kid. He had the fucking man voice, pretty much. But still, it's silly. You gotta have some fun with it, and I like this pretty good. Having him be the little kid for going up and trick or treating was pretty funny.
Oh, shoot, what does that smell?
Well, probably. She's got the dog in the lap. And then, let's see. So, yeah, the funny scene between the girl with the memory and Chucky when they're playing video games, just lots of great dialogue there. The mom's moving higher on his list, and then we have the line in the trailer, mommy's full of shit or whatever. So great dialogue there. Super fun. Can't wait to see more from them. And then I really like the cringe or the tension that you feel during this scene whenever the two kids are laying in bed, they're fucking or whatever. It's very strange, but I mean, I guess it happens in middle school, right? So, but Chucky bringing the knife up and they just coincidentally get up or roll over at every time you're like that watching it. So I like that a lot. And then let's see. So the dad joke that she made at the party was, this is again, I mean, I know horrible people exist, but nobody at the party, I think, tried to stop her, say anything about it, except for maybe his gay boyfriend, the little boy. But
Devin, I think is his name.
Devin. But it's one of those things where, I mean, I get we gotta have our villain, but this is one of those things. It's just too far. I don't know. I mean,
not realistic.
I don't think so, because of course a lot of people, like, for example, people make horrible jokes, 9/11 jokes, things like that. But
Holocaust jokes.
I don't think people would make these jokes in front of like a Holocaust victim or a 9/11 survivor. You know what I mean? And that's what she's doing. Like, maybe they would make these jokes, just maybe, right, at some point, off by themselves. But right in front of them, dude, they're darker than Chucky is, I think. Yeah,
that shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah. But okay, so we're gonna be rooting for Chucky to kill her, I guess, and
or Jake.
Or Jake, and kind of pushing him down the descent. And then, I like the final thing between them, their conversation, which, again, I kind of expected us to be at that point at the end of the last episode where they're talking and like, all right, but I guess he needed that little bit more of a push. So now Jake seems full in on the whole killing stuff, and I do like the final shot with the knife on Glenning.
The reflection of both of them?
Yeah, on the doll's face, and then to Jake. And we do really like the way because it's been a while since we've gotten a good, clean Chucky doll, right? It's probably, like she said, the best one we've gotten. I mean, for the past years and years, we've majority gotten the messed up face.
And I love the messed up face because it's iconic to Bride and Seed or whatever. But and of course the first like Child's Play movies were older, so I can't really critique them too much because it was the first dolls and they were older. Probably harder to, use because obviously like in the first 2 or 3, maybe all of them, I don't know, they had real people running around. I mean, even in this episode when he's trick-or-treating and the Hello Kitty doll, it's a real person, it's not a doll.
Right.
But I think that this one, I wasn't like a huge fan of it when I saw it in the trailer, but the more that I've seen it and move around and stuff, I really do like it. I think it's a nice clean doll and it's not so fucking weird looking like in Cult and Curse. Those were weird. The reboot one is fucking disgusting.
Well, the one had like the face prosthetics on it that he pulls off, which was just very strange looking. But at least it didn't just look like that. At least it was the prosthetics, right? So yeah, I liked it overall. Nice, a couple little things that I'm looking forward to seeing, I guess, pop off on the story in itself. But of course, most of all, I'm looking forward to seeing the, the story from what do you call it, Cult. Colliding with this story as well.
All of them. I'm enjoying the little details and the flashbacks and all of the other movies because we weren't 100% sure what was gonna plot in with it, like what. Because last I heard, Seed was like not gonna be a part of this shit like at all. But now that they've brought it up, I don't see why they wouldn't, and I really love it. So yeah, I'm excited to see more little details like that and. I'm excited to nitpick on details because we're such big fans, but not because we're upset with the episode or anything. We just have such high expectations, and we're not being let down by any means. But there are just some things that we would like to see.
I just don't know when. I just don't know when the cult story is going to collide. I'm starting to feel more and more it'll be like in the last maybe 4 episodes, if that, maybe even later. Just because these are big actors to have come back for sure. And also the story, their story is very full throttle. So once they get in there, it's going to be, amped up. They can't really just linger around because fucking Andy's going to be there on a mission. Colin is going to be there on a mission.
We're not just going to see them bullshitting around having like 2 lines or whatever. They're going to be there to be there because they probably are getting paid a shit ton of money for 1 episode. And if they're putting this shit on YouTube, they're there to get shit done. So
right. So, but yeah, looking forward to it all for sure. So, anything else from there? All right. We'll see you guys for episode 3 next week.